Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with our IELTS learning journey. In today's lesson we are going to talk about what is IELTS and the format of the test. Now basically IELTS is an international English language testing system. The system which tests your level of fluency, your communication in the language. Now, this test is designed to assess the English language ability of people who intend to study or work where English is the language of communication. Now, this test is administered by the two joint partners, IDP and British Council. Now, IDP and British Council conduct IELTS tests, but they do not write them. All tests used at the British Council and IDP are compiled by Cambridge English Language Assessment, who is one of the joint owners of IELTS. This means you will get the same tests if you are at British Council or IDP. Examiners of both get trained in the same manner. Now, there are two modules of IELTS, Academic and General. The question is which test to take. Academic is basically taken by the ones who want to pursue their studies in the countries with their communication language as English, whereas General IELTS is taken up by those who want to take it for the purpose of immigration, when they have to relocate to some other countries, English-speaking countries, for work purpose. Now, if we talk about the test results, this test result is valid for 2 years. A band score is awarded for each test, and the scores are ranging from 1 to 9, and there's no such thing as pass or fail. Now, these band scores assess your abilities, your skills of English, and highest level is your band 9, which is for expert users. Band 8 specifies you as a very good user of English. Band 7 is for good users. Band 6 is given to the competent users. Band 5 is for the modest user. Band 4 is for limited user. Band 3 is for extremely limited user. Band 2 is intermittent user, and band 1 is for the non-users who are not very well versed in English. So this test is internationally focused as its sources are taken up from all over the English-speaking countries with varied accents like North American, Australian, New Zealand, British, etc. For speaking test, accent doesn't matter at all. While you take up this test, you're free to use any accent. When we talk about the IELTS test format, it has 4 skills to assess. One is your listening, which is same for academic and general training test. It takes 30 minutes for the test. Your academic reading and general training reading test is different. The texts given in both the assessments, in both the tests, they are different, but the time limit is same for both, 60 minutes. Then we have the writing skill, which again is different for academic and the ones who take general training, but the time limit is again, the duration is 60 minutes. But the speaking, similar to listening, speaking, which takes 11 to 14 minutes, is same for academic and the ones who take general training test. The listening and reading tests are based on correct or wrong answers, while writing and speaking is assessed based on some parameters by the examiner. And then your band scores are given. Now, the first one is the listening test, which approximate time, it takes 30 minutes time, and 10 minutes are given to transfer your answers. The 40 questions will be given to you, and the types of question would be multiple choice questions, note completion, diagrams, table completion, flowchart completion, some summary, sentence completion, or short answer type questions will be there. But again, as I said, for listening, there are 4 sections to assess your listening skills. And as I said, it is same for academic as well as general training test. The section, first section is where a conversation will be given to you, where 2 people are talking about everyday situation. Section 2 will be a monologue where only one person is speaking about a topic. And section 3 would be your conversation between some people in an educational or some general setting. Section 4 will again be a monologue about, it will be related to an academic subject. Now, reading test time. Let's talk about the reading test now. Our second skill is reading, where the reading test time is 60 minutes and no transfer time is given to copy your answers. Again, 40 questions will be there and 3 sections with varied lengths of each text. Now, the type of questions you'll get in this is your MCQ, true, false, not given, writer's views, matching information with adding features or sentence endings, sentence completion, etc. So you'll get a variety of questions which will be asked in your reading test. And again, as I said, academic reading and your general reading would be different. The texts, the material will be different. Academic reading texts are taken from books, journals, magazines, and newspapers. The topics are academic or of general interests, and texts they are descriptive, they are factual, discursive, or they're analytical as well. Now, they may contain some diagrams too. So your questions will be based on all these types of texts. Now, if you talk about the general reading test, it will be a little different from your academics test. Section 1 of your general reading test contains text with topics relevant to everyday life. Your section 2 will contain the text related to workplace scenarios. Now, your section 3 contains one longer, more complex text on a topic of general interest. Texts are basically taken from notices, ads, company handbook, books, magazine, newspapers, etc. And when you move from one text to another, the complexity level and the length will increase. Now, if you talk about the writing test, again, your writing test will have 60 minutes and 2 tasks will be given. In task 1, you're required to write at least 150 words, while your task 2 needs to be at least 250 words. And this is for the ones who will be taking the 2 tasks will be there for the writing test. Now, your academic writing test will have some different kind of information required by you. From you. Now, your task 1 will be a table will be given, maybe a graph, a chart, or a diagram is given, and the candidate is required to describe and explain some data, some process, event, or an object from the given task. Now, your task 2, the candidate needs to write an essay to explain your viewpoint or write an argument about. Okay, so your general training writing test. If we talk about the general test, your task 1 will be a situation given to you, and the candidate is required to write a letter to the concerned authority or person. It can be formal, it can be informal too. Now, in your task 2, a topic will be given related to giving your viewpoint or writing an argument is provided. It can be written in a little personal style as well, right? Now, your 4th part is your listening test, which takes up to 14 minutes, and this test is taken face to face with an examiner, and the entire speaking test is recorded, and it has 3 parts. So as listening, reading, and writing, these 3 tests are taken on the same day without break, while your speaking test is taken a week before or after taking these 3 tests. So now, talking about these all these parts in detail, your part 1 is where an introduction and interview will be taken, which takes up to 4 minutes, and candidates' identity is confirmed by the examiner, and a few general questions are asked in this part. Now, in part 2, candidates the candidate's time takes up to 4 minutes, where a task card is given. 1 minute is given to prepare. Candidate speaks for 1 to 2 minutes about this topic, and examiner asks a few questions related to the same topic. Now comes your task 3, which is more interactive, takes 4 to 5 minutes. Now the conversation is developed further related to the topic given in task 2, and the candidate has more chances to showcase his communication skills. And these speaking skills are assessed based on your fluency, your vocabulary, your grammatical range and accuracy, and your pronunciation as well. So you should be very much clear with your ideas, and the clarity of voice matters, right? So that's all for today. So this lesson included the whole format of your IELTS exam. Good luck for your IELTS journey, and wait for our next video.